So we're gonna show you lat pull down basics. And so this is our kind of, setup here. Usually in a gym for this, you would want something, a cable machine that has like the knee brace pads and stuff like that, or maybe you're kneeling. What we're gonna do, we would not advise doing it this way so far as not having bracing, but to at least show you what the upper body is doing, it'll get the job done. So a few things when it comes to a lat pull down. We're using a straight bar here. A lot of times you'll see them kind of curved. Ideally, optimally, right, we would actually want a more of a neutral grip. So if you have a attachment here that's a neutral grip, or even a single arm is fine. And the reason for that is because the point of an overhead lat pull down like this is to try to emphasize the length and position of the muscle. And so your lat, right, so if Iva turns around and sits down, your lat inserts along here, it comes all the way up here, right? So one of the jobs your lat does is to pull things this way. Another job is to pull things down. So if she sticks her arm all the way out here, this is the length and position. So you see I had her relax and I kind of pulled her scapula a little bit. This is the length and position. So, but when she does a straight arm, if her arm's out here, you can see we're kind of missing part of that angle. It's not the end of the world. We're just missing a little bit. And so if you have a neutral grip, better. But the reason we're using this is because most people have this in their gym. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. And so one of the things she's gonna have to start with is she's gonna want to get as much stretch as they can. So she's gonna relax her shoulder blades, let this weight really stretch her, and she's leaning forward a little bit. I know it's hard to tell from this angle. She's leaning forward a little bit. And then as she's beginning, she's not beginning with the bicep. She's gonna begin by engaging her lats, pulling down with her lats, and she's gonna row back, and she's leaning back just a hair, and then kind of in her way. And then she's squeezing and then coming up and letting the stretch happen, letting her shoulder blades come. Every time trying to get to this nice big stretch position, and then coming down, engaging, and coming back up. One of the things we're trying to do, we're trying to take your bicep out of the equation. So if you feel this a lot in your bicep, maybe your biceps are undertrained, but I would venture to guess you're not letting your lats get to this lengthened position, and you're not starting with trying to flex right here. If you have a gym partner, put your hand right there. So that way they can really feel it. Lean back just a touch, good. And then come up, and then all the way to the lengthened position, good, rock it up. And so, yeah, ideally, and if I was training somebody in person or a one-on-one client, and even some of our programs, you are gonna see a single arm, because one of the things we can do is we could take this thing off and just use a handle. Most gyms have handles like this. It does double your amount of time because you can only do one arm at a time. But if you have a neutral grip, something where you can get to this position, right? This is this lengthened position. This is as far as your lat can go. Things with a bar like this, you just can't get quite as much. Also, sometimes shoulders don't love this. So one thing we don't wanna see is you having to lean back so far to make it comfortable that you just turn it into a normal like row, right? This is a lat pull down, not a row. And so if you have to lean so far back to make it comfortable for your shoulders that it turns into just a normal row or a high row, then try taking this off, finding a neutral grip, or doing a single arm that you can kind of adjust and play with it as well. So biggest thing, get to the lengthened position, let your shoulder blades relax a little bit, start the contraction with your lat, engage everything, almost drive that elbow down if you can into your body, and try to take your bicep out of the equation. If you feel it in your bicep more than your back, it just means you're pulling with the wrong muscle primarily. So that could be a form thing, could be an experience thing, could be your biceps undertrained. Either way, if that is happening to you, don't be afraid to reach out and we'll try to help the best we can. If you have any questions, let me know.